Hi, my name's Lane Jin. I'm the Director of Development for the American Documentary and Animation Film Festival. We've just completed our 13th year with a very successful program. And I'm right here with one of the great animators, Masha Ellsworth. Masha, can you tell everyone a little about your film that you screened over at AmDocs?
Hi, yeah, I'm Masha Ellsworth, and I'm a director, producer, and a writer for the animated short called Little T that just played in AmDocs 2024. And it was a great experience to have to attend the festival in person and to screen among many, many talented people and filmmakers.
And how did you come across this idea for your story, and how long did it take for you to produce it?
So a while ago, so I usually tell a little story. So a few years ago, I was kind of in a career rut, like I hit a plateau, and I was looking for something to do, and I had a lot of ideas. And I work in animation industry, and I thought, well, maybe I can do some programming, like to development of tools, or maybe I should do some like hone in my art skills, a lot of ideas. But at the same time, I was unsure about any idea, and I was very just hesitant to do anything. And then one day, I was at Panda Express because my son loves Panda Express, and well, from time to time we go there. And we always get the fortune cookies because it's a lot of fun. And I open that fortune cookie and it says, silence the critic within. And never before and never after I've gotten such a profound fortune cookie at Panda Express. But at that time, because I was kind of trying to figure out what to do and not feeling sure about anything, I was like, oh, there's part of me that's creative, curious, not afraid to be a student or to learn or put in the work. But then there's another part that is very afraid of failure, thinks a lot about what other people might think about me, or like wants to keep me safe, and is not, not very nice, like criticizes me a bunch that I'm not going to be able to do things. And I thought, wow, okay, why would I do that to myself? Like, what is this inner critic? Because this is a term that is floating around, and I thought I want to learn about it. First of all, like, how did I get it, and how do you indeed silence it? And so after that, I did a deep dive into, psychology, all the way from like psychology research to like more popular psychology, trying to understand what's happening. And at the end of this research, I felt like I had a story, I had something to say. And that's how I came up with Little T. And of course, this animation, which takes a bit longer than live action. So in everything, it took me 4.5 years. This is being, I have a day job, and this is like a side project. But all in all, that's how long it took.
Wow, Panda Express.
Yeah.
Maybe you were going to get some sponsorship or
I
marketing.
know. Yeah. Yeah. I still have that fortune cookie. Like, I still have that message. Yeah.
I keep my fortunes when it's positive. When it's ambivalent, I throw them away.
Yeah. Yeah.
um, so you work for a major animation company. You work for Pixar. So, but working on your own projects, and correct me if I'm wrong, when you work for Pixar, those are big collaborations. This one is very personal, individual. So it's all you. Can you talk to me about that process compared to what you usually do for your day job? And was that invigorating just to have that kind of control?
Yes. The short answer is yes. Yeah, for my day job, I work in the characters department of Pixar, which means, because it's an animation, we obviously don't have actors. We have to create digital actors, digital characters, and it's a lengthy process, and it's exciting. And throughout my career, I've been fortunate enough to work on a dozen productions at Pixar, and it has been lovely. It is collaborative process. It takes a long time. Obviously, our directors and production designers have a vision, that we follow when we develop the characters. But when you have your own project, of course, all the decisions are on my shoulders. All the power and all the responsibility lays on my shoulders. And it was an exciting challenge. I was looking for the next challenge in my career, and I got it. That's from recruiting people to work on my project to just learning things because on a smaller project the director gets to kind of um, have my hand. I got to have my hands in a lot of different departments, so it was great to be able to see how movies are made, like how animation is made. I made a choice. I had an opportunity to make the project using Pixar's tools. The co-op program that I have done this project through allows me to use all the software that Pixar uses for the independent project, which is really great. But it also allowed me to learn how we make animated films from A to Z, from the script all the way coloring and printing the film. And I'm so grateful to have this opportunity because I've learned so much, and I have appreciation for the craft of making an animated film and just filmmaking. Yeah, it was awesome.
So I'm assuming this is your last feature. You're going to be doing a few more on the side, I guess.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, I'm finishing another short right now, and I have a few in development, and it's an opportunity to try something new. With every film, I sort of want it to be a challenge in some way, whether creative, technical, or workflow, whatnot. Yeah.
And then, so you've worked for some big features at Pixar. I think the one I remember was Up. And what were some of the other ones, if you don't mind sharing some of the ones you worked on?
Yeah. So my first one, which I feel so fortunate, was Ratatouille because like
Wow.
Ratatouille was just such a pleasure to work on and such a great film. So I started as an intern on Ratatouille. And I was working on set design and like set dressing. So I worked in the kitchen because it's all digital sets, and you have to make it look messy. It doesn't it's not just a kitchen you go into. You need to make it feel like it's a working kitchen. And so set dressing like streets of Paris. Following that was Up, which was another such a great film, and that's when I transitioned into characters, working on like young characters, young Ellie, young Carl. And after that, like I've tried to chronologically. I think it was Toy Story 3. Um, uh, let's see, it was Brave, Coco, and now it's out of order.
There's so many.
Incredibles 2, Cars 2, Cars 3, Onward, which came out before COVID, and maybe people might have missed it, but it's a great film. Turning Red, just finished Inside Out too, and Inside Out as well. The original Inside Out was
I did like Bao. I saw that you worked at Bao.
yes. Oh yeah, yes.
Such a
That
cute,
was
such a cute.
yeah. I mean, shorts are so much fun to work on. And yeah, Ball was awesome. Yeah.
I don't know how much you watch pop culture, but I mean, when you're talking about Ratatouille, it reminded me of Everything Everywhere All at Once, Raccoon Tooie, and then
Yeah.
remind me of Ted Lasso when they made reference to that. When you hear these references to work that you've done, what's that like? It must be amazing because I'm sure people don't know that you worked on these things, and they'll say, "Oh, I love this" or "I love that," and you worked on it. What's that experience been like?
I think it's awesome how you know art is subjective in film and animation, and it's interesting what the audience takes away, what they pick up on. And so that's so much fun to hear what people loved and to know, oh, we didn't intend it to be, or like, or okay, that's cool. Like we didn't see it that way. So it's always a lot of fun to hear these theories also, how like all the Pixar films are connected. I would I I well, I don't know. I don't think they are, but it's fun. Yeah, it's fun to and it's always fun to hear when somebody's life or day gotten a little brighter because of the film they saw, and you got to contribute to this film, which is of course is why we do this, why we tell these stories. So yeah.
Is the end game for you to have your movie at Pixar and it makes a big production super successful like the all the other ones you've worked on?
I think right now I'm trying to figure out how to um you know what to do in the independent animation world. Like that is to me is very exciting. Obviously, I would not say no to the millions and millions of dollars that Pixar Disney could offer me. How could you refuse an offer like that? But also the industry is changing. The filmmaking industry and how the people are consuming media, consuming film is changing, and even with tools like AI on the horizon, it's an exciting time. And I do wonder what will happen to independent filmmaking, especially in animation. Animation has always been so costly because of just how the workflow, how the computers, make it harder. And I do, I have a computer science degree as well as an art degree. I'm interested in that. I want to see what it will be like. So I don't know what the future will hold, but I know, I know it'll be exciting.
Well, let me get your theories on AI because I'm obviously people are worried about AI just creating stuff and taking the human element out of it, which I don't necessarily believe, but obviously I don't know. We're still at the beginning stage. But the other end,
Yeah.
like you said, workflow flow makes doing animation more accessible and brings in more people to tell more stories. Where do you stand on AI at this point? Obviously, it could change. We don't know for
Yeah.
sure.
I mean, certainly you can tell AI to write a script for the film, but I think it's like, why would you? I think there's some tasks that are suitable for AI, um, and some are not. Like some, just because AI will be able to, I don't think we would choose to do it all the time. I think, going through the process of animation, there's definitely some things that are um, take so long, and could be automated. And I think there's a lot of areas where AI can help and bring down the cost. A lot of things like for my film, for example, I used mocap for parts of it. And mocap, while it's powerful, it like what you get out of it is very dirty, let's say.
Mm,
It's not clean animation,
mm,
with the state of technology as it is right now. And I can see where AI can help with cleaning it up. And to me, like, I don't think if I'm asking my animator, hey, would you rather like work on a performance shot or clean up AI? I think the choice in most likely is obvious, right? And
right.
so I think, and there's a lot of things like, in editing process, especially in anime, like in not the edit itself, but delivering things like for animation, delivering and re-delivering takes right now is pretty labor intensive, you know, um, keeping track of it. Like I think their technology, AI power technology, they can help just speed it up. So then, the editor or assistant editor, they're focused on making the film better, making the story, fit the vision more instead of doing the busy work. So I think AI is definitely a tool that some people can use and compute do fully generated films. I'm sure people will do that, but
Mhm.
I also think in the majority, for the majority of filmmakers, it will be just another tool to help us make better films or more films.
And can you help this layperson here? What is mocap? Can you explain that to me
Oh,
if you
okay. Oh yeah,
if
yes,
you don't mind?
yes, 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 yes. Mocap is motion capture.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, in a, we have animated characters, and they're not human, but you can have a human wear a suit with a lot of, I don't know if you've ever seen that, with
The ping pong
pink,
balls, right?
yes, and
Yeah.
then you go to a stage and there's a bunch of cameras that track these dots, and they retarget it on the uh, your computer generated character.
Oh, okay. So
Yes.
now I haven't heard it called that before, but I know what exactly you're talking. 'Cause I've seen people in the suits.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So was your first time at AmDocs, right?
Yes.
So what was your experience like at AmDocs?
It really felt like it was a one big family coming together. It felt very nice, felt very welcoming. I got to meet you, like the organizers are just amazing, and so many volunteers and like friends of the festival, people that are involved from the community. Um, I got to meet amazing filmmakers, and we all were just trying to go see as many films as possible. We're like, like like we need this festival to be longer, so then multiple so you can show something multiple times, because it was just yeah, it was, but it was so exciting, it was so great. And I think, it being Palm Springs as well, it's close to Hollywood, but not in Hollywood, which is awesome. And you get to, meet people maybe that you wouldn't be able to meet at other festivals further away from Hollywood. Yeah, I had an amazing time.
And any particular film that you saw that maybe inspired you, maybe for one of your projects, or just actually meeting the filmmakers?
Yeah, I think I wasn't Little T was playing in a section, and it was women overcoming socioeconomic hardships. And every film, and all the films were very different, but so inspiring, and just amazing stories um of women doing, like, reaching for something, and maybe unusual at the time, and not always having the greatest time, but like persevering. And that was it was such an honor to be my for my film to be shown in that section. And it was so inspiring. It's like, okay, like these stories of women that I've never met, but I get to hear their stories. um, and now I'm inspired. Next time when I'm working on something and maybe things are not going my way, or I'm hitting an obstacle, I can think back and know that I'm not the first one to face this, and people have done it, and women have done it, and um, yeah, that was really inspiring. And so many other stories that I've seen also inspired me, but like that section um, was so special to me.
And then, as a person with such experience in the animation world, what advice would you give to someone coming up? We have a lot of students, college. We even had some high school students at our festival. What advice would you give them pursuing this kind of career? Because it's fun, but like you said, very labor intensive.
I think you need to like the process. I recently I was on YouTube. An advice from Yo-Yo Ma came on, and I love Cello, and I love him. And and it was like it was like internet asking him questions, and that's what he said. He's like, you just need to like to show up every day and practice it. You need to like that, even maybe more than the successes that you will eventually gain. And so my advice is very similar. You need to learn how to love doing the mundane sometimes. And and I feel like people that, like the filmmakers, will naturally love that. Like when I, working on the film for like 4.5 years, which is a long time, but every day, when I got to do something was exciting. Every day, even if it was like fixing something or, fixing up the storyboard or, um, rewriting a line of dialogue, it felt so fun. And I think when you find that energy, when you find that in your project, it won't feel like a chore. No, it won't even feel like work. You will feel like you get to do that. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
funny you give that advice. I used to be a tennis writer, and I had a friend whose kids were going through tennis, and I essentially told them the same thing. You have to enjoy the process because it's a tough sport. And if you don't like the process, then you'll just get eaten up in the sport because it's
Mhm.
really grinding with all the travel and all the demands. And if you don't like the process, it's going to be very hard. And it's true. Just I've seen that as a sports writer with athletes. So it's really funny how the similarities with art and athletics.
Yeah, yeah, and I think also another thing is being involved in the community really helps. Going to the festivals, big or small, it is really like a breath of fresh air, like especially when you're grinding on a project. Um, Finding other people to talk about this or just like inspire each other. Maybe it's even in your local community. There are lots of film festivals. Like AmDocs is an amazing film festival. But there are other ways, if without traveling, of finding that tribe of filmmakers or storytellers that will really help. Yeah.
Well, I think that's going to do it for right now. Thank
Yeah.
you so much. I,
Yeah.
I learned so much. I mean, I was a journalist, so the documentaries are my wheelhouse, but animation is just this other world for me. And I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to me and share your expertise. And wow, just quite a, quite a resume.
Well, thank you so much. It's been an amazing experience being at AmDocs and meeting you and speaking to you today.
Well, thank you very much. So AmDocs completed for 2024, but we already have dates for 2025. It's going to be March 27th through 31st. It'll be our 14th. It'll be in Palm Springs, so we look forward to seeing you, and we'll hopefully you'll have your next project ready, and we can
Yep.
bring you back.
Yeah.
Masha, thank you so much. I really
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. Love talking to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.